NATO's role in Eastern Europe. NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, was established in 1949 as a military alliance aimed at maintaining peace and security in the North Atlantic region. It has since expanded its role and membership and currently includes 30 member countries from Europe and North America. One of NATO's key roles is to provide collective defense for its member countries. This means that if one member is attacked, the other members pledge to come to its defense. This principle of collective defense is enshrined in Article 5 of NATO's founding treaty, the North Atlantic Treaty. In recent years, Eastern Europe has become a key focus of NATO's attention. This is due in part to Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014 and its ongoing military involvement in eastern Ukraine. Many Eastern European countries feel threatened by Russia's aggressive actions and have called on NATO for support. NATO has responded by increasing its presence in Eastern Europe. This includes the deployment of additional troops and equipment, as well as the establishment of new NATO bases and command centers. These measures are intended to provide a deterrent against further Russian aggression and to reassure NATO's Eastern European allies of the alliance's commitment to their defense. However, NATO's increased presence in Eastern Europe has also raised concerns on the part of Russia. From Moscow's perspective, the expansion of NATO into Eastern Europe represents a threat to Russia's security and sovereignty. Russia sees itself as being encircled by NATO and views the alliance's actions as aggressive and provocative. Russia's reaction to NATO's increased presence in Eastern Europe has been one of defiance and hostility. Moscow has accused NATO of pursuing a policy of containment and aggression towards Russia and has warned that it will take countermeasures to protect its own security. One of Russia's main concerns is the deployment of NATO troops and equipment in close proximity to its borders. Russia views these deployments as a direct threat to its security and has responded by increasing its own military presence in the region. This includes the deployment of additional weapons systems and the establishment of new military bases and command centers. Russia has also sought to undermine NATO's influence in Eastern Europe through a number of different tactics. These include the use of propaganda and disinformation to sow discord and division within NATO, as well as the financing of political parties and organizations sympathetic to Russia's interests. Some analysts see Russia's actions as a deliberate attempt to destabilize the region and challenge NATO's authority. They argue that Moscow is seeking to create a divided and weakened NATO that is unable to respond to Russian aggression. Conclusion: the relationship between NATO and Russia is complex and fraught with tension. While NATO sees its increased presence in Eastern Europe as a necessary measure to deter Russian aggression and support its allies, Moscow views it as a direct threat to its own security. Both sides are engaged in a competition for influence and power in the region, and tensions are likely to continue for the foreseeable future. However, it is important that both NATO and Russia work to avoid a direct military confrontation that could have catastrophic consequences for all involved. Dialogue and diplomacy are key to resolving the current tensions between NATO and Russia. Both sides must engage in meaningful negotiations and work to find common ground on issues of shared concern. Only through cooperation and mutual respect can a lasting and peaceful relationship be established between these two powerful actors.